Hello, everybody. It is May 14th, 2021. Haven't done a live stream in about 6 or so days. Been a little bit busy the last couple weeks. I'm almost ending my busyness here, so I'm looking forward to playing more radio, playing with my radio a little bit more. I made some little tiny improvements. One to the stream. I obtained a digital radio broadcast processor that I'm using before my input of my sound device, which is a Focusrite Scarlett 2.2x2 that I'm feeding into this computer for the stream. So we might have a little better, clearer audio, a little, I don't know, more leveling, I should say, so the levels won't be popping all over the place, a little bit cleaner, and I can step away from the microphone and you guys can still hear me pretty loud here, so I don't have to be right on it. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyways, the other improvement I made to my station, or I made to the overall, excuse me, to my overall setup here, is I took the VHF UHF duplexer out of line. I noticed my SWR went down from peaking about 1.6, 1.7 to peaking around 1.5, 1.4 when I do have my amplifier on, which I forgot to turn on. Now you could probably hear it in the background. The other thing I noticed that my signal, receiving signal, picked up a little better. So hopefully I can pick up some people a little bit better and make maybe a little extra contacts that way. So let's get over to some radio here. I'm going to take a listen to 144-250 upper sideband from beautiful Southern California. And let's take a listen.
You know, hit him and he was able to hit me too, top each other. Well, as it Costa Mesa driving to work, so it was pretty good.
Costa Mesa driving to work, K6EGG.
There he is, talking about the devil. Are your ears burning?
I caught a little of that. I was listening to my headphones as I was coming on the stream. I thought I heard you guys talking about something about this morning, but I couldn't tell. But it's nice to hear everybody. I heard Andy in there, and I think I heard Alex JJI in there. So it's nice to say hello, everybody.
Yeah, I just put out a call for you about 3 minutes ago to see if you're out there, because I was explaining to them that you and I spoke this morning, that you said you're going to be on later on this evening, so that's what we were talking about.
Perfect timing then. Sorry I'm a little 3 minutes late. Anybody else out there other than Andy and Alex?
Not that I know of. Let's do roll call. This is WA6QXA Keith, Long Beach.
Insert JGI. AJ6BE, Norco.
Wow, everybody's coming in good tonight. That antenna change I made the other day made a difference. Keith, you're over +9 here today.
Same with you. You're almost hitting that next tick on my meter, which I don't know if it's 10 or 15 because I go from 9 to 20 with a tick in between. So yeah, you're nice and strong.
What did we do?
I took out my duplexer the other night.
Oh, you're just running direct?
Just running direct.
Made a big difference?
A noticeable difference. I wouldn't call it big, but I'm definitely, my noise floor is a little lower, believe it or not, and my SWR seems to be probably, I went from like from a 1.7 peaking to like a 1.5, 1.4 peaking, so it definitely made a difference there.
Wow, well, all right.
And you're peaking over +20 now. Congratulations. Although I do have my preamp on.
See, that's a cheating. I think I was +20 before with the preamp.
I now have it off.
So I think before I was like 4 or 5 bars over 9. What am I doing today?
You're almost peaked. You're lighting up the 5th one.
Yeah, that's about the same for me.
I got to look again. Say again. Talk again for me.
I'm going to cheat and turn my mic gain up a little bit. AJ6BE Norco.
4 peaking to 5 over in the red.
Yeah, that's about what it was, if I recall correctly.
I had my preamp on, so now I'm getting confused. Want to chat for a second, Keith? Let me see how you're looking after no preamp on.
Okay, this is WA6QXA Keith here, talking Friday night. It is 8:20 according to my clock. WA6QXA.
Average S5, peaking to S6.
Somebody's out there.
DJI.
I thought I heard somebody in there for a quick second.
That's DJI. Isn't he in Torrance or something? I don't think Fred's here right now. This is Andy, Alpha Juliet 6 Bravo Echo in Norco, and we got Keith and Greg and Alex on.
Okay, I got Alpha Juliet 6, and what's the rest of the call?
Bravo Echo.
Okay, I got, is that Alpha Juliet 6 Bravo Ocean?
Bravo Echo. Echo on the end. Copy?
Okay, you're kind of in the noise there, so it's hard to make you out there. Name is Mike, we're running horizontal polarization here, about 100 watts, go ahead.
100 watts horizontal. Got it. That's probably why I'm all vertical here. I'm running on the Ringo Ranger right now.
Okay, real fine, I heard you're vertical, so yeah, you didn't make out the call completely, but 100 watts vertical, horizontal polarization. And we're located in Torrance, we're over here in the city of Torrance, go ahead.
Roger, Roger. I'm going to try and get on a different radio and see if I can hear you a little bit better. Give me just a minute, AJ6BE.
And the Torrance station, you have a copy on Greg K6EGG? Doesn't sound like it. I'm going to stand by.
K6EGG N9QE, you're 5657 over in Harbor City, right next to Torrance, and I'm vertical.
Hey, Larry, I got you there. That's probably why you can hear me, because you're running vertical right now. Nice to hear you. It's been a while.
Yeah, good evening, and you too, Mike, neighbor there. Got you loud and clear, obviously, even if we're cross-polarized there, so. But everyone sounded good. The guy in Norco, he's about the same as you, so, on the vertical, so. Everybody sounded pretty good. Keith, you're only about 20 over. What's your problem?
I don't know, but I gotta look at that in the morning. Take a look at this thing, see what's going on. I'm slacking here.
Yeah, I think you better kick that antenna.
Bury the lines or something.
You sound good out here, Keith.
Is that Mike?
No, it's Ron, WA6AB.
Hey, Ron, can you guys hear it on WA6AB? Ron from 20 miles east of Temecula? That's quite a haul.
Just barely.
I can hear him in there from Chino.
Yeah, hi, Greg.
Yeah, I got you in there. You're almost at my noise floor, but I can hear you. It's nice to hear you in there, and thanks for stopping by tonight.
Who is the one in Harbor City?
That's Larry, N9QE. Want to try to make the contact with him?
Yeah, he had a good signal in here. Yeah, you're S4, maybe S5, N9QE Larry in Harbor City. Back to you.
Okay, Larry, yeah, you're about the same, but definitely above my noise floor. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I've had it for the day, and I guess Freddie, he probably went to bed. I think I wore him out.
All right, Ron. Hey, it's good talking to you. You definitely have improved your station in a week or so. So great copy. Take care. Hopefully we can talk to you more over the weekend. WA6QXA.
Okay, Keith, have a good evening. 73. Talk to you guys later. WA6AB, downtown Awanga.
Did you say Ron is in Temecula?
He's 20 miles east of Temecula, a little bit of elevation, about 2,000 feet, from what I understand.
Okay, well that really helps, being up a little bit there. So yeah, he's doing okay. No complaints on my end. Sounded okay.
I actually spoke to him this morning as I was speaking to Greg too, on my mobile when I was driving to work in Costa Mesa. So that was one of the longest hauls I've done on my mobile. So I was pretty impressed.
So are you using a vertical antenna on your mobile, or do you have a loop antenna for horizontal?
Yeah, Larry, I got that Diamond. I forget the exact model. I can look it up, but it's the 5/8 wave, 2-meter only antenna, which is probably, I don't know, 51 inches tall, I believe. Very reasonable, like $32, $33.
Okay, so you're using a vertical antenna. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever works. So I used to do the same thing. In fact, I had a coax switch in my car. I would flip between vertical and horizontal because I had the loop antennas, and that could make a difference mobile, depending on where you are. So anyway, guys, we'll let you go. Everybody have a good evening. Just turning the radios off. Going to migrate in. Maybe watch a little TV or something there. I slept most of the day, so I was like brain dead.
Roger that, Larry. Good talking to you, 73, and have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a good night, bud. AJ6BE.
Yeah, I'll catch you guys later. I need to do some antenna work, so maybe when I get this antenna work done, we can run some tests, see if it made it any better or worse. We'll see you guys later. Take care. N9QE Torrent, Harbor City anyway. See you later.
So, Greg, was it a busy day today, work-wise?
It was right when I got there, and it kind of slowed down. The next couple days is going to be early mornings, so hopefully it won't be too busy because I won't be awake.
Where's the location the next couple days?
I'm going to be parked in Anaheim the next couple days, Anaheim Stadium.
All right, well, perhaps we could talk on your mobiling.
Yeah, maybe I'll try to tomorrow morning. If you head up to, what's the name of that peak that you go to? Signal Hill. Send me a text and I'll run out to my car and see if I can hear you.
What time are you driving to work?
I'll be on the road probably by 7:15. I have to be there by 8.
All right. Send me a text when you're on the road and maybe I'll come out and talk to you.
Excellent. For just 5.2 or 5.50?
You don't have side beds in your car, do you?
That is a negatory.
We'll start on the call frequency. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
I'm usually up around that time with the radio heating up, so good chance I'll be around. Just text me if you're gonna, when you're on your way.
Will do. I got a couple more days of work, and then I got a lot more time off, so I'm looking forward to it. I have 2 days off next week. The following, I have like 4 or 5 days off, so things are winding down.
What's going on at the stadium? Is there a concert or something?
I'm working a broadcast for a baseball game that's in, where is it, Houston or Boston?
Oh, okay. Right on.
The broadcast is remotely produced and directed from for the Angel game that's in Boston. It's at Anaheim Stadium. So the announcers and everybody is sitting in a office trailer there.
So you're the just in case something happens guy, or what?
Well, I set it all up, and yeah, just in case something happens guy, which we had some issues the last couple days.
Where's Greg? I think he's out in his car talking to Keith.
I did have some radio time the last couple days. I talked to Fred, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I think it was 2 days ago.
Right on.
Have you been busy at work?
Yeah, there's a guy that's on vacation right now, and I'm covering his stuff and my stuff, and I had a pretty busy week of traveling, local travel, and I was in Oral Grande this morning, had to do a lunch, I had a safety meeting out there, and then I had to do lunch in San Clemente, so I was driving kind of all over the place. It was a little close, man. I made it with 10 minutes to spare to San Clemente.
Yeah, COVID traffic is done. It's over.
Yeah, I'm just glad I wasn't late, man. I freak out about that stuff.
I do too. If I'm not 15 minutes early, I'm late. Especially these days now.
Yeah, I hear that.
And Keith, when is your year ending?
4 weeks from today. 4 weeks from today is the last day of school. Looking forward to that.
Excellent. Maybe when all my extra time off now, we can do breakfast or a late breakfast or early lunch.
I'm game. I'm definitely game. It was nice getting talk today on the way to work, Dan. You were hitting me pretty well. That was pretty impressive. That was Costa Mesa.
Hey, I think you said you're at Harbor and the 405, and I didn't have my amplifier on until I talked to you the second time.
Yeah, when you first asked, that's where I was. Harbor and the 405 southbound. Yeah, exactly.
And I made it all the way talking to your work QTH?
Basically, Harbor and Victoria. But what I do, I don't get off at Harbor because it's about a 10-minute commute getting off at Harbor on the 405 to get to where I need to go. So I go take the 73 to the 55 and get off at Victoria, and it's quicker that way. That's what I did. So it's kind of like almost a little extra mile or two, but it gets me there quicker. I don't like stop-and-go traffic on those signals.
I was just looking at the map over there today. I have a doctor's appointment not till June 7th, right by the airport there.
Okay, closer to Irvine then, or Costa Mesa?
I would say it's probably closer to the airport. It's just adjacent to the airport, just a little bit tiny south of the airport.
Okay, because I mean it's right on the border. I think south could be Irvine, could be Costa Mesa. I'm not even sure. I'm on the other side of town as far as Costa Mesa is concerned.
So you're south of the 405 and west of the 55. Does that sound right?
I'm more like west. I'm more like west of the 405 and north of the 55.
Oh, I see where that churn is at. Oh, yeah. I think we discussed this before, but I can't remember. My brain is not working correctly.
25 minutes today, and leaving work today, it was a late day for me. I got on the road about 3 o'clock. Freeway was messed up, so I had to take TCH. It took me 45 minutes to get home. TCH compared to 25, not even 25 minutes, like 24 minutes going to work today. That's the difference.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't like it, but it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, next Thursday, I got to work in over by the Van Nuys Airport. I think I was talking to Andy about that the other day. I am not looking forward to that commute. I have to be there at 9 a.m. and I'm getting let go at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
You're going to run into traffic both ways.
I'm thinking about staying out there the night before because I'm going to be pretty busy that next morning, and I want to be awake.
What are you doing out that direction?
It's a shop day for a show I'm working over that weekend. One of the production trucks has a shop kind of set up there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, lovely place to drive at 9 in the morning and coming home at 5 in the afternoon. My gosh. 9 o'clock could be worse, I suppose, but the 5 o'clock thing, man, that's going to be all kind of fun.
The only other place worse to drive to me, and probably to you, Andy, is Santa Monica that time of day.
Oh, yeah, it's a meat grinder.
You said that exactly the way I was thinking it, so that's perfect. By the way, I have the stream up tonight. I made some audio changes. I put in a new audio processor before my, what's it called? USB audio card.
What has it changed?
It should level things out a little better, and I shouldn't have any peaks and distortion anymore.
Real familiar with hearing me on my little 818, but I was on my 818 today, and I just bought a mic compressor for that thing. And from the radio reports I got, it's really helping out, giving a lot more punch.
You put that in line?
Yes, it goes into the mic input of the radio, then the mic actually hooks into this processor. It's probably like a 3-inch long, kind of a tube-looking thing with cords, going off of both ends, or a cord on one end and the input the other end.
Is that thing that Curtis has?
Not sure. This is for my little 818. It's little mic compressor for it.
And your radio that I talked to you on the way in on your mobile, that was the one you got the compressor for, right?
Well, you got ESU 818. It's the one that puts out 6 watts, but I have that little linear too. So I was probably hitting you with about 60 watts, 50 to 60 watts today when I was talking to you.
You sounded really loud.
Yeah, that mic compressor I think is making a big difference. Gives it a lot more punch. I've talked to Andy, I think once maybe on it as I've gotten it. I just got it like Monday of this week, so yeah, it's really paying dividends. It only costs about $75, but I think it's making a big difference.
I didn't have much of a signal, but I was definitely hear your audio cutting through all the noise. So I had a lot of noise. I almost said a bad word there. I had a lot of noise there, an ton of noise this morning. I'm not used to having my radio on in the especially that early in the morning. I think it was 6:45, 7:15, something like that.
Yeah, it's probably about 7:15 by the time we were talking.
Generally, the last thing I'm doing that early in the morning is putting turning on my radio.
Yeah, that's a typical day for me, getting into work about that time. You know, I leave about 6:45, 6:50, get in there. Right now I'm able to get ahead of traffic. If I leave if I can get on the freeway like 10 minutes before 7, I can beat traffic, and it's worth taking the freeway. But if I go much later than that, then it was a mistake.
Andy, which way did you take down to San Clemente?
From Oro Grande, I just shot down 1591, took the 241 over, caught the 5 and went up.
I hope your car didn't get a shot by BB. I think that stretch of the freeway right there, people have been sitting on the overpasses shooting at cars.
I saw that on the news the other day, right there around Main Street, right?
Yeah, and I think they did another one in Cerritos. And by the way, Rob's watching the stream, and maybe everybody can say hi to him.
Hey, Rob, what'd you do? Take the Jeep out and not invite me again? Thanks, man.
Hey, Rob, Keith there, WA6QXA.
He's in beautiful San Luis Obispo right now.
Oh, visiting his daughter. Okay, she goes to school there. That's where my son went to school, graduated.
And that's exactly what he said. He's seen his daughter. So I hope you enjoy your daughter there.
Very cool, man. Enjoy it up there. Nice weather, too, I bet.
And thanks for tuning in. Has anybody played with that remote software yet? That guy was on with Ward and Fred, I think, the other day.
That's what I'm trying to go through while we're talking, man. It's just never ending.
I'm sorry, buddy. I keyed with you, man.
My bad. Yeah, I'm just saying I'm trying to clean out my email with all the junk mails I get every day. I probably get about 25 junk emails daily.
I understand what you mean, and I've decided I don't I don't check my email on Sundays anymore, and I wake up Monday morning and it's just like you said. By the way, you said it's perfect weather up in San Luis Obispo this weekend.
I bet it's nice up there.
I saw something. We're supposed to get some rain down here Sunday morning early.
Really?
Rain or drizzle?
Well, originally they said drizzle. Now they're saying it's a little storm that's going to pop through and move out pretty quickly by the afternoon.
Wow, okay. I'll batten down the hatches.
I can't see a massive rainstorm at the end of May or middle of May in Southern California, that's for sure.
Well, we can hope, though, right?
It's enough for me to turn off my sprinklers. I'll be happy.
I was going to say the same thing. I water on Saturday mornings. Should I shut them off or not?
Roll the dice. Our grass is going to be brown by the middle of July anyways. I don't think we got that. We only had 2 or 3 storms this winter, if I recall.
Didn't rain much.
Yeah, the big nothing.
That's the one thing I miss about traveling is enjoying the different weather. I like when it rains sometimes, especially the big tropical drops.
I like when it rains steady but not too hard, because when it rains too hard, it just kind of runs off. But when it rains kind of steady, it really gets into your ground, and you have to water for several days.
Those are pretty good. I remember the year that I bought this house with my wife. That December, We moved it in July. That December, it rained for like 13 days straight. And I'm like, oh, I don't know how to turn my sprinklers off.
What year was that?
2010. And I have a sneaky feeling after this weekend, I should say, it's going to be like 80s every day and 90s from here on out. We're not going to see some June gloom this year, supposedly according to the Farmer's Almanac, but we'll see.
I'll probably get it down the beach, though.
We usually get it to like mid-June out here.
Yeah, the last couple of days it's been cool. I wore a flannel shirt. What was it, 2 days ago, and had to wear it all day long. And today I wore a long sleeve T-shirt, and had to wear. I didn't get cold at all. It was like didn't even hit 70.
I think it's supposed to be cooler tomorrow than Sunday. That what I was just talking about, and then after that, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is supposed to heat up. Yeah, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday in the 70s, and then, Thursday it drops again a little bit, and then it goes back into the 80s Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the following week.
Hey, Greg, have you ever used RT software?
I use it to program my radios. Yes, I love it.
Okay, cool. Well, I bought it for two of my radios so far. I'm going to get it for the other ones, but I bought it for my 7100, and so nothing's programmed in my radio as far as like those D-Star stations where they're supposed to be all in there. So I want to get the RT software hopefully this weekend up and running so I can get all that stuff in there. Everybody's like been hot to trot to do this D-Star stuff, Fred's pushing it, so I'm trying to get in there. So just yesterday I went to Best Buy and got a SD card for it and everything. So hopefully I have luck using that RT software. Pretty easy to use.
Very easy to use. It's basically like Windows, not Windows, but Office Windows, like the hotkeys and stuff are pretty much the same. It's very similar to Excel and stuff. And do yourself a favor, when you get that, when you connect your radio the first time, get a base file and save that as a base file. Like take all the data off the radio so you always have it when you first start. That's always been kind of helpful for me in case I have an error when I upload something or my radio gets reset. I have a base to work with. So yeah, just grab a file, take the info off the radio and just like put it away and then make a new file for your file you're going to send to your radio.
Well, I backed up. I think it's called backing up my radio on that SD card. Is that the same type of thing you're talking about?
Yeah, just in case you're sending something to the radio and that the file that you're using, your new file that you're uploading gets corrupted, or you're sending the file and it times out and your radio resets or anything like that, you still have that base to work with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did that. I had to format the card, then I did the backup on the card, so I got that covered already.
Yeah, when I was upgrading the firmware in this radio, something happened and it blew everything out. And I'm glad I saved everything on that software before. But you'll like it. It's pretty easy. You can also, basically, when I got this radio, I took my RT software file that I had for my Kenwood TS2000 into my Icom 9700 and exported it in, and just had to the file system was a tad different, and the alphas were a little bit different. So I just had to adjust those, and basically everything I had in that radio moved over to this radio.
So are you able to use the RT software to load all the D-Star repeaters and so forth?
Yep.
Okay, well, because like otherwise, going on the Icom website, you know, it's going to be PC based, and I'm not set up for that, so I'd rather just use the RT software. I bought the Mac version for the RT software, which they do offer.
Yeah, you have to put them in manually, I believe, but you can still put them in.
Well, I mean, using that, is it easier manually doing it on that than doing it manually on the radio?
Way easier.
All right, cool.
I prefer kind of to put them in manually because I like to name stuff a little differently and stuff like that, and that way I kind of know where that stuff is at, what frequency and everything is. So in case my radio goes, I have a pretty good idea of remembering what I put in, if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, are they going to list them all and then you take what you want, or you're going to have to actually put them in? You need to know what they are and put them in yourself manually.
So what I did with my last couple radios, whenever I updated, is I go to repeater book and I just copy and paste the frequency and into the RT software, into whatever cell that I'm putting it in or channel I'm putting it in, and then I just set the whatever the what's it called, the PL and stuff in, and all the other parameters in manually.
Okay, so you just copy and paste from one of those, because I got those kind of apps and stuff on, basically I think I have it on my phone.
Yeah, so what I do is if I have my computer open, I'm at a repeater book or whatever, and I just, if I want to copy a repeater in, I first copy the frequency in, offset, and then look at the, the PL, and then I copy and paste over the call sign for it, and then sometimes I'll put the location, like if it's at Santiago, depending on where it's at or whatever. I kind of have an idea where the actual repeater is, but it just seemed a little simpler to me. I think there's a way you can export stuff over, but then you get like a collage of repeaters in there you either can't hit or you're probably never going to talk on.
Roger that. Hey, Andy, you still out there?
Yeah, just playing with a computer.
What was that town that you said you hit today? I don't think I've ever heard of that. Where's that at? What was the name of that town again?
Oro Grande. Is that the one you're referring to?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. Where's that?
Oro Grande is just past Victorville, up to 15 northbound. So you get off on D Street, turn left, and it hits Oro Grande.
And you did that today, then you went down to South Orange County Beach?
Yeah, it was a bit of driving today.
Whew. And Friday's the worst day to have to drive on top of that.
Yeah, it helps to have the radio. I put the big antenna on and, talk to a few people, but wasn't as successful as I'd hoped. I really want to get sideband put in the car.
Yeah, I mean, having a radio in the car really helps pass the time, especially when you're stuck in traffic. I find when I have the radio in the car, sometimes I'll just, even when the traffic's flowing on the freeway, I'll just hang in the right lane, just chill, Whereas otherwise, I'm going like 80 plus. I just want to get there.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm usually, the guy in the fast lane. If everyone's doing 80, I'm doing 80. If they're doing 85, I'm doing 85. It's one of those things.
Right, that's me too. But when I've got the radio on, I'm like, working a little bit. I'll sometimes just go in the right lane, just chill. I know, if it's 55, 60, I don't even care.
So I just realized that I'm getting noise from the power supply I have sitting on the radio here. I'm looking at my 101, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines across the scope. and I just decided to start shutting things off to see if anything made a difference, and apparently my PowerWorks power supplies are putting a spur in there.
Well, that's a bummer. It's not the power supply that's running that radio?
No, that one came with this power supply, so it's not that, but it's good to know I can shut it off, and if I'm going to use that radio and do some HF stuff, I can shut this one off and do that, but I don't know, I've got a couple other power supplies in the garage that are whatever they call it, linear or whatever, not what these ones are, so I may have to switch around some things.
Like the one you have right now is a switching one?
Yeah, exactly. I've got two switching ones. I never realized they were noisy, but you can sure see it on the scope.
Yeah, I got a couple switching ones. The ones I first got were switching ones. And I heard that I've heard that they are noisier.
Yeah, I have as well, but I thought mine were quiet, but boy, they sure aren't.
Mine's the Alinco, even has kind of like a volume control type thing. It's supposed to help with the noise, but it doesn't make a difference.
Just send it to you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. I mean, I probably could help out by not having it right on top of my radio, but that's never been an issue before.
What do you have, a cuckoo clock in the background?
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. There's a little wall clock with the pendulum on it.
I can hear the
It's noisy, but it doesn't cause noise.
And you guys could probably hear my Mirage fan in the background. I think I've heard Rob comment on it before.
Yeah, your mic's really hot. You can definitely hear background stuff.
Hey, my AC just shut off. It was like 80 degrees up here.
Second story of the house, I take it?
Yes, sirree. Thankfully, we have a upstairs AC and a downstairs AC, so it saves on the power bill a little bit.
Yeah, do you usually leave the top one off because nobody's up there?
We normally keep it set at like 85 during the day. My daughter will come up here and take a nap every once in a while, so it can't have a blasting, or super hot. But majority of the time it runs at night just to keep us cool at night.
I always wondered about that. I had that in Texas. My house had 2 units, but I never really played too much with it. I was wondering if you would air condition the top to keep the bottom cool and heat the bottom to keep the top hot.
Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's probably more expensive, right? Because you're cooling down the top, which is going to make the bottom frozen, and then you're heating up the bottom, which is going to make the top super hot. So I'm guessing it probably has that effect.
It kind of does in the winter. We don't run the heater too much in the winter upstairs, but it runs downstairs quite often, mainly because the sun's hitting the roof and the sides of the house in the winter, and that's enough to keep it kind of warm. and it's a little chilly at night, except for maybe, we'll run the heat maybe for maybe a couple weeks out of the year, maybe end of January into February. But for the most part, starting in November, downstairs, we got the heat running.
I like the single-story idea because I'm getting older.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. I got to have a surgery coming up in the next couple, hopefully in the next month and a half maybe. And I'm not looking forward to walking up and down the stairs.
Are your bedrooms upstairs too?
Bedrooms, two bathrooms, and our laundry are all upstairs. Downstairs is like a family room, kitchen, and we have another spare room and a bathroom.
Oh, okay. Mine was set up, I think I had the master downstairs and one bedroom downstairs on top of that, plus all the laundry room and all that stuff. Everything was downstairs. You really didn't need to go upstairs unless you wanted to go to the big bonus room, the office, or the two extra bedrooms, which at the time we didn't need. So the top was all bonus.
Sorry about that. Refresh my memory. What city were you in Texas?
I lived in Capel. My business was in Irving, but my house was in Capel.
Okay. Yeah, I have a pretty good idea of where that's at. I know where Irving's at, definitely. I worked at that stadium there before they tore it down. Did you like Whataburger?
Do I what?
Did you ever eat Whataburger?
Oh, yeah.
And what was your thoughts on that compared to In-N-Out?
In-N-Out's way better.
Really? Some people say opposite. I prefer the Whataburger. I'm kind of burnt out on In-N-Out.
Yeah, I'm not burnt out on In-N-Out. I don't think I'll ever get there. I mean, maybe. I hope. I'm going to try. But the Whataburger was okay. Down there's a place, if I remember correctly, it was called Keller's Burger or Kelly's Burger, something like that, down off Harry Hines. That's a good burger.
Doesn't ring a bell. Is it like a mini chain, like a Farmer Boy type deal?
No, it's a mom and pop. It may not even still be there, but when I was there, it's like the place that you go to and there's covered parking. It's a little bit like Sonic as far as the parking and stuff goes, but it's the local place, man. It's slammed. The burgers are fantastic. The fries were really good. It was a great place to get a burger.
I think the meat in Texas is a lot better than it is here, personally. I don't know if you notice a difference or not. Even the grocery store crap.
Huge difference in meat, absolutely.
The pork here seems a lot saltier without a lot of flavor. The pork there is not as salty and it has more flavorful, especially in the Midwest.
Yeah, and if you were by my wrecking yard was really close to the stadium. In fact, they parked it at the yard where my office was when there were games going on at the old stadium. There was a barbecue place not too far from my office called Fred's Barbecue. Have you ever eaten there?
I have heard of it, but I don't think I ended up eating there when I was there. This is back in the 90s, so it's hard to remember. But I remember a Fred Barbecue there.
Yeah, so that's the place to go if you ever get back out there.
I like Hard 8. I don't know if I mentioned it to you. There's one in Grapevine, kind of by the airport, and I think there's another one in Roanoke. If that rings a bell.
Give me the name again.
Hard and the number 8. Hard 8.
Oh, okay. Hey, now that I think about it, I don't know if Fred's is still there. Fred was pretty old when I was out there, and we're talking 2000. Fred had to be pushing 70, so he may have hung it up. I don't know if the family would have taken it over or what. But, I mean, that guy, when I went there, he was probably, like I said, high 60s, 70 anyway, and he worked every day as hard as anybody in that place.
Barbecue is hard work, man. The heat, with all the smoke and stuff, can get to you.
Yeah, he was a cool dude, hardworking. But I bet if it's still around, it's not with him behind the
love
kitchen.
Texas barbecue.
It's either family, which I think he had some kids there, so it's probably still rolling. But yeah, good place, good people, good atmosphere, all the good stuff.
Yeah, I think eating in Texas is a whole different atmosphere than it is here. I mean, you got a lot of foo-foo places in California.
So true.
I like the down and dirty. Excuse me. Down and dirty. I don't care if I'm sitting on the lawn chairs eating food. If it tastes good, I'm coming back.
I went to a place in San Clemente today called the Pizza Port. Have you guys ever been there?
I don't go down to San Clemente too much. I was there, I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and that was my last time.
It was pretty good. I feel like we ordered the pizza, and there's 3 levels to this thing. The top level, you can kind of see the ocean line or whatever, so we went up to the top, and I swear we sat down, and it seemed like 2 minutes later the pizzas were done, but they were cooked. They were good.
I love me some pizza. In fact, I even have a pizza hat.
Yeah, they have, what did we get? We got a barbecue and a pepperoni, sausage, and jalapeno. They were both fantastic.
Now you're making me hungry, and I'm in fasting mode right now.
Fasting sucks. Where'd you go, Keith? You're being awfully quiet.
I'm just listening. I'm watching the stream. I just realized that Greg is G-R-E-G-G. K6EGG is coming to me now.
Now you got it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not a vanity.
You guys keyed with each other.
Did I double again?
Yeah, go ahead, Keith. He overtook you here.
I was just saying my brother's name is Greg, but it's just with 1 G.
Is his legal name Gregory?
No, he was named Greg from the get-go.
Usually, Gregs with 2 G's are legally just a Greg, and usually Gregs that you see go by 1 G are normally, not all the time, especially in your case, are Gregories. But my mom wanted Greg. So some people in elementary school with my last name starting with P-R-O, they called me Egg Pro. So that's my license plate right now.
Okay, interesting.
So I get a lot of weird questions when they see me in traffic, or I'm walking to my car or sitting in my car by myself. Like, what's an Egg Pro? Is that you, an egg farmer or something like that? And sometimes I just go along with it. I had this guy, I was in Santa Monica. I justifiably cut this guy off, and it was 100% my fault. I wasn't paying attention. And he rolls down his window, and he's like, "You effing Egg Pro?" I'm like, what the heck is that?
Well, he showed you.
Yes, he did. Hey, Keith, does the stream sound any different to you?
It sounds very clean cut. I don't know if it sounds different. I can't tell.
It's probably not a huge difference. Take a listen. I know you're reacting to what I'm saying via the stream, so I'm going to unkey
and talk on just my microphone. So this is just a microphone. Change some processing in it. Got a new processor. It's an FM radio station processor that I obtained. It was going to go to the scrapyard, and it works very good. To me, the levels with it sound a lot nicer. And like I can lean back and you can still hear me kind of clear, and it's clearly like pronounced. Like I can lean all the way back. The only drawback is you hear a lot of, the papers and stuff in the background, or if I'm moving something around. But to me, listening to my headphones, it sounds amazing. And I could scream in it and it doesn't distort. And I can whisper back here and you can still hear me. So it's doing its job. I'm clear.
Yeah, very crisp and clean cut. I can tell difference.
Just the audio guy in me that wants to make everything sound as good as possible. And the other thing is, when you talk, you sound normal. Everybody sounds good. But Rob and Andy, those guys come punching through, and like I'm watching my meters peg on everything, so it's kind of controlling that as well. So it's getting some distortion and probably blowing my USB audio card up.
Is this any better?
I thought I heard a mud duck in here. Go ahead.
Is this any better?
It's low.
How low can you go?
What, did you drop down like a watt or something?
2 watts. I found out this thing doesn't go to 1 watt. It only goes to 2, so 2 watts.
You sound almost like Keith does, but with less noise.
But I turned the audio way down. I turned it back up now.
For Keith, I could tell he's further away, so there's a lot more stuff in between us. For me and you, I could tell that you're definitely closer, but your signal dropped.
I'll make it 25 watts, maybe 30, somewhere in that neighborhood.
You had just exploded with a S9.
Crazy. 20 watts is almost as good as 100.
For me and you, it may make a bigger difference for Keith somewhere further away, though.
Oh, that's true. Hey, Keith, how's this thing hitting you right now? It looks like it's about 25 watts, give or take.
Well, according to Greg's meter, it was a +9, because that's what I'm listening to.
Oh, well, all right then. It's a little bit of a delay there.
About almost 2 seconds.
Is it my turn?
Sure.
Hey, Andy, that radio that you sent a picture of or a video of, is that what you're talking on right now?
No, that's the 101. It's HF only.
Oh, Roger, okay.
I thought there'd be more people out here on a Friday night. Oh, crap, it's already 9:15.
I know, we're shutting the bar down.
It's late for somebody for me that's got to get up early tomorrow, but I'm going to hang in there for a little bit longer.
I'm still here.
Alex is still in the house. Alex, you've been quiet. Jump on in, man.
Yeah, well, I just listened to you clowns, and I was watching, those, what do you call it, Red Bull, soapbox races that come down the hills and things like that. I just leave the volume off and listen to you guys. Andy, I can hear you at 25 watts.
Well, all right.
Anyway, the Red Bull stuff is kind of funny. They come up with some unusual ideas.
So that's when they go off the ramps and stuff into the water, right?
They have that, and that's the flying thing.
and some of them make world records at it now with design. But they have one that's just soapbox, it's cars. And they make up a car, and it can be with wings on it or whatever, and they come down a long run. And some of them crash into the, the bales of hay and stuff like that. It's the Red Bull soapbox races of it.
Too funny. What channel is that on? Is that like one of the cable channels or something?
YouTube. Go on YouTube. They got it there. And there's another clown that I like to watch. He's a mime kind of, but it's Carcocha, and he goes all over the world. He's a funny clown. Over.
All right. I'm being enlightened.
And he uses a nose whistle. If you leave the volume up, and man, the guy is really funny. But he makes a lot of money. He's a street clown,
Well, do what you love and the money comes, they say, right?
I don't know. I've tried that, but I'm not a rich man.
I haven't made a dime sleeping yet.
Well, neither have I.
There's a lot of clowns on YouTube tonight.
Have you ever seen that guy Carcocha spelled with a K?
Negatory.
On YouTube, he's funny. I don't know, he's unusual. He's got a girlfriend now that goes along with him. I've been watching him for years, but he's a funny individual.
What kind of skit does he do?
Oh, he does things in the street. He walks up, goes into people's cars, stands in front of them, acts like a traffic cop, walks into the top of their cars. He does all kinds of things, huh?
Copy. You can get shot these days.
Hey, Andy, do you run 25 watts now?
No, I'm about 45 right now.
Go back to 25 and I'll tell you what the signal is now because I'm listening live.
All right, there's about 25, that's 20. 25 watts is about right there.
S8 over here, S8.
Wow.
Here's 48 watts.
S6.
That's good enough for me. I'm going to keep my amplifier off the rest of the night. My SWR is a lot better with no amplifier as well. This is like almost nothing. I don't see anything on the meter.
46 watts right there. Am I making it?
Yeah, you're kind of matching the noise level now almost.
You were good on my end.
Yeah, you're further out too. That's funny.
You're at 45 right now, you said?
I turned it back on.
I was going to say, you're S9.
That amplifier really does the trick for you.
Yeah, I thought I blew it up the other day.
Is that the one that melted the wire or whatever?
Yes.
So it did that while it was off and you were away?
I mean, yeah, it was off. I mean, I found out about the next day when I was trying to turn it on. It wouldn't turn on, and I started dissecting everything and realized it had fried the red power pole,
And there's not a chance that you had maybe left it on somehow or had the mic on or anything weird like that? I mean, that just seems so weird.
I mean, there's a chance I could have left it on, but very rare, but not with the mic clicked on.
That's an Alex question.
Like, even if it was left on just idling without transmitting on it, I don't think it would get hot enough to, do anything like that. So it was weird, but I'm pretty sure that it wasn't left on.
No, it shouldn't click. I mean, it should be completely cool just about, even if it was on and not actually functioning. But that's just weird.
Right now, I've got my hand on it. It's barely lukewarm. You know what I mean? I mean, I haven't been talking a ton, but it doesn't. I think how it's hot.
I think you probably need to wrap it up and send it to me and just let me run it in my car for a little while and see if I can figure it out.
What's getting hot, Keith?
The power lead going into my distribution center got hot and melted the power pole.
Well, it's drawn too much current, over. There's a bad connection.
It must have been a bad connection, exactly. And I don't think it's drawn too much current. I mean, I got it on my Astron.
Well, the wire can't handle the current that everything's drawing, over. That's what it is. You need to go bigger gauge wire. And the other thing, those are those things that you plug in, right? That's why I don't like this.
Yeah, I think it was just a bad... The wire on it is... It's like a 10 gauge and an 8 gauge. I mean, there's two connected together. This is the one from Fred. So it's pretty thick wire.
Was it stranded?
I think so.
Is it soldered?
No.
See, I don't like those trip things. That's why I go with the marine things, solder. I trip the eyelets on there, so I've got mine sitting here, and it don't ever get warm, over.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe it didn't have a good connection, and that maybe caused the problem. That's all I can think about. And I guess I need to crimp them and solder them too. I've heard people doing that, where you get that extra support.
That's what you got to do, pull it out and solder it.
So it must have melted while you were using it and you just didn't notice until the next day, right?
Well, how bad is the insulation?
Not bad at all.
Well, what melted?
The actual power pole.
Well, that's why I don't use it. I suggested the marine stuff. Do what you want, eh?
It was trying to solder itself.
Can't you guys both link to the Carcocha Clown and the Red Bull Soapbox races, over?
Spell it.
Send it to all of you.
Oh, you sent me the link?
Yeah, I sent you the links. You can watch them.
IT.
That's my second glass of ice cold lemonade. I better not have any more. I'll get drunk.
I'm cutting you off.
Who cut me off? Somebody cut me off?
No, I'm saying I'm cutting you off. No more lemonade.
Oh, that's it. I'll get drunk out of it.
And by the way, I'm still running ungrounded.
Greg, you are an ungrounded individual?
It seems to be working for me. I've been that way all my life, so why not change anything, right?
Right, don't let Fred hear you say that.
He might just come to my house and start hammering some stuff in the ground and throwing wire in my window before I know it.
That's really what you're hoping for, right?
Yeah, I was actually planning on doing it next week, but I ended up hurting myself, so I can't.
Did you hurt yourself on purpose?
Oh, trust me, I don't, because I have to have surgery on it.
There you go, was your excuse when you didn't have to ground.
Yep, and I'm not going to be able to do it for at least another 6 months. So there you go.
You know, I know it bothers Fred, but I could care less whether you're grounded or not.
I'm happy, and if you're looking at my meter right now, I don't have any noise whatsoever. And my SWR seems to be pretty good now. A lot better than it used to be with than when I had my what's it called? My duplexer on it.
So do you believe that the ground is absolutely necessary?
No. In fact, in the audio world, I think sometimes floating aground is better.
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it.
Eventually, at least in the audio world, I'm not saying in the RF world, in the audio world, sometimes it will find its own ground because there's so many different sources to ground to.
Well, the way I look at it, you know, it's on HF, you know, we used to ground things and put, you know, low-pass filters in there, and in order to attenuate all the harmonics, you had to have a ground. VHF and UHF and where they have the television now, it's really not necessary. And a lot of times, I don't find any difference in noise level change with taking the ground on and off. Usually the grounds or the noise I'm experiencing is atmospheric, over.
Exactly. I was just actually going to bring that up. With the dry days, you're getting all that static electricity in the air. That's not going to help if you're grounded. Pretty much. At least I've noticed, you know, with you guys are grounded, and you guys have the same noise I have, probably at the same level, or even worse.
That's right. Those are charged particulates. That's floating around in the air. Electrostatically charged particulate is causing the noise. And sometimes it's radon gas. It's radioactive gas. Did you know that?
I did not know that. You learn something new every day.
Oh, well, look it up. Radon gas floats around and it actually can make noise on the different bands, over.
I'll definitely have to check that out. Unfortunately, I don't have my computer available right now. It's sitting at work. I forgot it.
Oh, you got a cell phone. That'll work.
I'm too lazy. It's downstairs. And the computer I'm using, it's using 58% CPU. So if I start searching around, my stream might start to jitter. But I'll definitely check it out, and kind of had a theory on that for the last couple of years with noise when it's dry during the Santa Ana winds and stuff. I noticed for me, best days are when we get some inversion later and there is some humidity in the air. I think that helps the signal travel a little bit. I think the signal jumps across those wet particulates in the air and helps the signal travel.
Roger, QSL. It's usually atmospheric.
I think that was helping us this morning, Greg, talking to each other.
Yeah, I come driving down in Orange County, and it was almost raining.
So, Greg, at one of my schools, I got a PA that's got separate power amp and a board and everything. There's this hum in it, and I just can't figure out what's causing that hum. It is grounded, a three-prong, switch, or not switch, but plug.
I've experienced. Are they in the same plug, like the same? What's it called? Are they on the same breaker?
Yeah, it's got one of those, types of things that you plug everything into, but it's supposed to be a kind of a professional level one, you know what I mean? It's a rack-mountable one.
Well, sometimes what happens is, with those grounds tied together, between the two units, they create their own field, and sometimes lifting one or the other or both of them into the wall is actually better. Once again, for the audio standpoint of things, electronically it's probably not that good in case, you know, you guys have some sort of surge or something. But I almost guarantee if you float one or both of those, they'll probably clean it up.
I'm going to give that a shot because that hum just drives me nuts. The higher I raise the volume on the board, the higher that hum is.
Yeah, and some of that, depending on where the hum is originating from, you might add a transformer somewhere in line where you have something plugged in. That could be causing a loop into the ground, into the house where you're plugged into.
Yeah, well, I'll try that plug trick that you're talking about and see if that resolves the problem.
Yeah, I had one time I had an RF rack, which is, like the RF microphone receivers. It was a 4-banger or 4-receiver rack, and I had them all on the same ground, and they were buzzing. I individually took out each one, and I found out one of them I had to float. For some reason, somewhere in the rack, sharing all the same power, all the same ground, same antennas, one of them was causing all the other ones to buzz.
Okay, well that's good knowledge. I'll have to take them out and see what that worked.
I even try to talk the truck engineers to float grounds on the trucks, which they'll do just for a quick second. I mean, that can be some serious damage if they have a surge. So, but they floated the truck and they immediately clean up all the audio buzz. Electronic grounds and audio grounds are very, very tricky science, and nobody really knows what an AC on the same power source could be causing a hum somewhere 500 feet away on the same power source. So anything could be causing anything.
Is it almost something like we have in ham radio with the ground loop situation?
That's exactly what it is. I found when I moved in this house, basically when you have this is coming from my father, when you have a wall of what's it called? Breakers, they slide into a slot, and eventually, over time they rattle from the electricity running through them, and they get nickel dust on them, and sometimes that can cause a ground issue as well. Without getting a good enough, connection between the sources, the ground will try to find another source to ground to, and sometimes that will cause some problems. So I went in, shut my power off on my main, and cleaned out I pulled out every single, breaker, and it cleaned up about 99% of my audio problems I had when I plugged my stuff into my studio here.
Well, that's interesting. I never heard of that one. That's good to know.
And I've actually took that same theory my dad gave me and used it in the audio source. Sometimes you'll get a crackle on a microphone when you plug the cable in, and then you check the cable and move it around with a cable checker, and it's fine. And I would stick my thumb inside the male side of the connector, and basically my thumb would come out black. And it's basically the same theory. Sometimes you're sending voltage down some of these cables for phantom power on these mics, and the same thing happens that happens inside the breaker box. So it's pretty interesting. Grounds and electricity, and they basically just they kind of rattle a little bit the connectors inside. So it's just enough to make some dust.
Was your father a electrician, or is he an electrician?
He was not, but he sold breakers, boxes, and stuff for big companies that were doing big installations. So he had a knowledge of idea of how that stuff all came together, and some of the troubleshooting behind it when they would get bad equipment and stuff.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Here's another thing that happened to me. My light went out of my little street sign number sign, and what turned out, the connector, the way they have it going into the lights, it's an LED light. you just basically wrap around this little LED light terminals, and over time, the cable, the copper cable, got moisture on it and started oxidizing. So what I did was just took a file and just filed off the oxidation and put the cable back in. It seemed to work just fine. So it's very similar to the same theory, I guess.
Okay, it's like the same thing with cleaning those leads and all those things on the ham radio stuff and getting that oxidation off.
Exactly. It's not making a good connection. And a lot of that stuff, electricity sends waves through and it rattles the cable and rattles the connectors just so ever slightly. And that's how you get some of those, if you don't got a solid connection in, you're going to have to start to have that problem. That's where a lot of audio problems happen with grounding and buzz hums and you know, like PA systems and stuff. It's just something's not connected right.
Bad cord or whatever, right?
Yeah, bad cord, connectors worn out, you know, all kinds of different things. You know, you plug in, you know, 400 or 500 different cables and connectors. You know, one of them will lead into that ground, and that could be causing a problem. So anything could happen.
I'm sure with your company that you guys use those high-end pro cords and stuff like that, but I bet you those things too can like fail after a while where you have to like use another one.
Yeah, they have like the TV production trucks. They basically have like these big old giant locks. I think they're called cam locks. But yeah, I've seen the inside of those, and those get black after a while from either going in and out, or you know, sometimes they're worn out and they don't make a good connection and they start to get worse. So yeah, definitely everything goes bad eventually. Everything kind of has a shelf life if you use it enough.
And when you break it down, set it up, I don't know if you guys have to do that with that type of a thing. It's harder on it, so it's not going to last as long.
Oh yeah, definitely. A cable sitting in the studio versus a cable sitting on a production truck, maybe 3 years. A cable in the studio could last like 20 years. You'd be amazed. But anyways, I think I better head to bed. I got a couple early mornings coming up I got to get used to. So it was nice talking to you guys. I'll probably jump on tomorrow night for a little bit. I might do a stream as well, and hopefully Sunday night as well. So you guys all take care. Alex, N6JJI, Keith, W6QXA, and Andy, AJ6BE. You guys all have a good evening.
I think I'm going to follow you probably. Have a good one. Good talking as always, Greg and Keith and Alex. So have a great night. We will catch you guys hopefully tomorrow. AJ6BE.
Hey, same here. I'm going to check out. Hey, if you get on tomorrow morning on the drive, text me and I'll try to get on the radio, Greg. We'll see you all later. WA6QXA saying 73, you guys.
Adios, amigos, N6JJI.
Sorry to kill the party.
Guess I was the party killer tonight. Anyways, this is Greg, K6EGG from the city of Chino. I'm about 2 miles north of the Chino airport. Just did some little streaming and chatting with some local guys down in, most of those guys are in Orange County. Andy's over in Riverside County. Actually, technically, Keith's in LA County. So what am I thinking? It's been a long day already. My eyes are already getting red blood shot. Got a long couple days, the next couple days, or early couple days, I should say. Hopefully, I'm going to go back and listen to this and see if the audio processing sounds better or worse. To me, listening to my headphones, the radio sound a little tiny bit distorted. So I might want to work on that, being the picky little anal audiophile that I am. But I think this microphone definitely sounds a lot better. Clearer, cleaner, brighter. I can actually take this off and I'll let you guys listen to the processor. So this is no processing right here. Probably a little bit different than I did sounded just a few seconds ago. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See if I get louder, it gets distorted. Get back here. You can barely hear me. Now back on processing. Should sound nice and clean. I get right on it. No distortion. Back here, you guys can still hear me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's more of an audio test for myself to see how I sound. But anyways, I'm going to try to jump on tomorrow night. Probably be around 6 o'clock or so, 5:30. I'm not going to stay on this late. It's almost 10 o'clock here in Southern California. So going to say good night and have a good evening to everybody out there, to all 3 people that are watching and people that came back later and watched the live stream. Have a good evening. This is Greg, K6EGG.